A long time I was in denial about all of this. You are the person that you spend the most time with. You know yourself better than anybody else.
I'm mad at myself.
I don't know who I am anymore. I feel like a stranger in my own body. And at first I thought, hey, you know, it'll get better over time. You know, I'll eventually feel like myself. I don't feel like myself. And it's really hard to be experiencing that feeling. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. How the concussion has affected me emotionally and how it makes me feel different. If this is something that's triggering for you, and I understand that it definitely could be, especially if you're not as mentally stable as you would like to be emotionally, physically, all of that, feel free to click out. This is just my story. When I first stopped having headaches and I was able to walk longer than 6, longer than 12, longer than 20, longer than 30, longer than an hour without headaches, I had that glimmer of hope. Honestly, I feel like a stranger in my own body. I didn't know if that was a real thing. Maybe it was just me feeling it, so I didn't tell anybody. I hid that deep inside of me, thinking that like one day I would be feeling like myself again. Having sessions with my occupational therapist, talking to healthcare providers, I realized that that's not entirely going to be possible. The time in between my pain is just going to become more and more sparse. The pain is always going to be there. When I go to physiotherapy, it's really scary hearing that the reason for my tightness or like the pain that I'm feeling is because my first rib is moving up and I need to push that back into place. It's hard every morning, like getting out of bed and being like, I need to do A, B, and C, that way I can be normal again. And know myself for so long and then wake up and not know who I am. It's difficult for me to talk about to like a therapist. I don't know what's happening. And I thought I was the only one feeling it, and that's why I thought, hey, it'll go away. I made the mistake of joining a Reddit forum about concussions and seeing a post that was talking about how people 1 year, 2 year, 20 years from now still grieve over the fact that they've lost themselves, that they too feel like strangers, that they are forced to reinvent themselves. For a long time I was in denial about all of this. I thought, hey, I should be reinventing myself. I should be growing as a person. This is making me better. But I miss myself, the same happiness and the same passion. I miss all of that. My recovery has been like all over the place. I've had panic attacks at work and it's terrifying. Life is so hard now. How it happened was the person who injured me really wanted to speak to me that day. I had told him that I had not wanted to talk. I just didn't want to talk about anything regarding my recovery, my injury. I didn't want to talk about anything that day. I told him I didn't want to talk. He advanced forward. I took a step back. Keep in mind that I'm still in the same place that the accident happened. I'm experiencing this same trauma. Just this environment was not healthy for me. You imagine if I'm being confronted with the person who ultimately decided to do something that influenced my life, that caused me so much pain and trauma, and really has dictated how I'm living right now, how I'm grieving right now for myself. I feel really alone. I don't know how to explain it. I feel so alone. And I don't feel alone because I'm actually alone. I have so many people who care. I can see that. But I feel alone because I don't have myself anymore, you know? You are the person that you spend the most time with. You know yourself better than anybody else. I don't have that person for me anymore. It's been replaced with this person I don't know. Like, I've never felt apathy before. Like, I know what it means, I've just never felt it before. Hey Google, what does apathy mean?
Here's the definition of apathy. Lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern.
Like, nothing matters the same as it used to. Everything that I used to be interested in, it was slowly vanishing in my life, I guess. I recently started working 8 hours a day, like a full shift, and my occupational therapist was so proud of me. I was so proud of myself, you know, because I used to work 7 days a week, you know, like I used to work literally almost every day between my 2 jobs and being a student. I used to work all the time and I loved to work, and I was excited, you know. So I woke up that morning and the excitement just wasn't there. I woke up and I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. I wasn't hungry. I've lost my appetite and hunger lately. As a nutritional science student, I know that I should still force myself to eat even if I have no appetite. And when people ask you how you're doing, you can't unleash everything onto them, you know? Like, that is something private and personal, and I just don't think most people care, you know? Which is probably wrong. They might care. And I know that my friends care so much. They message me and ask me how I'm doing, but nobody really understands, you know? And I guess you could ask, why don't you explain it? And it's like, I have, and like, I still don't think that anybody can understand, because they straight up say that, like, I can't even imagine what you're going through. Uncontrollable. Like, how I feel feels uncontrollable. I'm trying to like put distance between people when I don't want to talk about things when they want to talk, and it feels like I'm self-sabotaging myself, because people are offering help. I have the help right there if I want to talk to somebody, but I don't want to talk to them, and I'm pushing them away. But really, it's that I don't want to hurt them. I try so hard not to involve other people with how I'm feeling, because I don't think anyone should have to feel this way, so I don't even want them to empathize with how I feel. I understand that recovery is a turbulent process. Like, I can try my best to wake up and go for runs like I used to. I can try to be happy, but it's, if I'm not happy, what do I do? Like, I know that kiwis, if you eat them, they produce like serotonin molecules in your brain. Serotonin makes you happy. Like, I can't even tell you how many kiwis I've eaten. Still nothing. So I would say that the worst night that I've ever had, I actually recorded.
Honestly, it's been a rough day. I just keep feeling more and more hurt. Like I'm the one causing the hurt. And because it's hurting so much and I'm tired of trying, I just want to self-sabotage myself even more. In the morning, I just felt so much apathy and so much apathetic feelings, like, you know? And then when I got to work, it felt like I was like the ECG monitor, you know? Like, anytime I was helping a customer or I was making a sale, I felt happy, because I guess I'm trained to feel happy because I know that's commission, you know? It's hard to be happy and be myself, so it's harder talking to customers. But anytime a customer would come in and we're like do an upgrade or something, like the ECG would rise in my heartbeat, you know? It'd feel good. And then it went back down so quickly, quicker than it's ever done before. I want to feel something. I'm mad at myself.
And I just want to make it very clear to everybody that I would never, never, never physically try to harm myself. I don't know why I wake up in the morning anymore, what I'm working for, because I don't have those same dreams. And it is really, really difficult to feel like you're not in control of yourself, you know? I would never wish that upon anybody. I'm gonna work so hard to continue improving and continue recovering. But I thought that this was an important update because I edited my last video and had so many different clips of me speaking about the series because I didn't want to be too emotional on camera. But I don't think that's fair to manipulate the image and for you to think that if you are also recovering, or you're struggling with mental health issues, or you've been hurt, you're trying to get better, that you think that that's normal, because it's not. It just sucks when I found out on Reddit that other people are feeling the same way, because that made everything too real. I want to say that I'm growing because I'm becoming a better person. I'm growing because I was meant to grow from this experience. If you went through this and you didn't grow or change, then I would almost question it, you know? That's what my occupational therapist says all the time. But I guess the question for me was, did I want to change? I don't think I did. So I would almost describe how I'm feeling like the world right now. So everything was closed due to COVID. Slowly but surely everything is opening up. There's some restrictions here and there, but eventually we're all hoping that the world is back to normal. It's like everything is slowly returning to me, but no matter what, and no matter what restrictions you have and how much you try, the world is never going to be the same after COVID. No one is going to feel as safe, you know? It's not going to be the same as much as we try. No matter what I do and what I'm doing, and no matter how great I can feel, I'll never really be the same. And I keep lying to myself, I guess, that I would argue that I would never want to be different. Like, I feel like I've grown from this experience. I'm lying to myself, you know? That's how it feels, because I want to be the same Jessica that I was before, but I'm not. So hopefully one day I can accept this fact and talk about it without crying. I've done it before. Some days it just hits a little harder, you know? So this is just an extra small view of what it feels like to be struggling with recovery and trying to get better. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.